The world knew her as Olivia Bell, the youngest and most ruthless CEO in the city. At 32, she ruled her father's billion-dollar empire with a razor-sharp mind, a cold smile, and a heart people swore was carved out of steel. Rumors whispered that she rejected every suitor, wealthy heirs, charming politicians, even famous actresses. None could capture Olivia's interest. She never had time for romance, and she seemed to like it that way. That is until one late evening after yet another board meeting where investors pressured her about her so-called image problem. Olivia snapped. She slammed her glass of whiskey on the mahogany desk, sending a lone ice cube dancing across its surface. Fine. I'll marry the next person who walks into this office. That should shut them up. The words hung in the air like a dare. Her assistant, Lucy, nervously scribbling notes, didn't dare respond. Olivia leaned back in her chair, thinking no one would come at this hour. But the door creaked open. It wasn't a board member or a desperate businessman. It was her Emily the night cleaner. Her oversized uniform was a little too big, sleeves rolled at the wrist, hair tied back in a messy bun. She clutched her mop, startled to find the boss and her assistant staring at her like she'd just stepped onto a stage. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'll come back later, Emily mumbled, cheeks pink as she turned to leave. Wait. Olivia's voice was sharper than she intended. Emily froze. Slowly, Olivia rose from her chair, heels clicking against the marble floor as she approached. Her assistant's eyes widened in disbelief. This is the person, the assistant whispered. Olivia's lips parted, but no words came out. For the first time in years, the Ice Queen looked unsettled, because standing there, in the simplest of uniforms and holding a mop like a shield, Emily looked more genuine than anyone Olivia had ever met in her world of polished lies and expensive suits. Olivia smirked, masking her sudden rush of nerves. Congratulations! Cleaner! Looks like you are My Fa Young-ee? Emily blinked. Excuse me. The assistant nearly fainted. Ms. Hart, you can't be serious. If you marry her, the company, the family, everything will be ruined. Please reconsider. Olivia ignored her, fixing her gaze on Emily, who was now as pale as the marble beneath them. Don't you want to be with me, Emily? She asked softly. A single question that shattered the dam. Emily gasped, tears brimming in her eyes. I can't. I'm just a cleaner. I don't know anything about your life, your responsibilities. I'm not good enough. Olivia closed the distance between them, her voice barely a whisper. You are more than good enough for me. And then Olivia did the unthinkable. She kissed her, not a quick peck, but a deep, hungry kiss that spoke of months of pent-up longing. It was a kiss that made Emily's knees weak and her resolve crumble. When they finally pulled apart, Emily was a mess of flushed skin and tangled emotions. Olivia, ever the pragmatist, cleared her throat. Let's start at the beginning. You'll move into my apartment. As for your current employer, I'll ensure you get a better position elsewhere. And financially, we can set you up for life. Emily stared back, stunned by the offer. Olivia continued, We'll announce our engagement tomorrow. The wedding can wait until we figure out the logistics. What do you say, Emily? Silence stretched between them. Olivia's facade of indifference threatening to crack. Then, slowly, a smile touched Emily's lips, hesitant at first, then blooming into something radiant. Okay, I say, let's do this. The following days were complete chaos. News spread like wildfire. The CEO is marrying a janitor. Social media buzzed with disbelief. Tabloids speculated endlessly, and the board demanded explanations. Olivia, as stubborn as ever, stood by her word. I make my decisions and I stick by them. And my decision is Emily is my chosen partner, she added, meeting the board's disapproving gazes head-on. They might frown, shake their heads, but none could deny her iron will. Meanwhile, Emily found herself thrust into a world of luxury events and hyperfile parties. She navigated it all with grace, though surprising everyone, including Olivia, with her poise and charm. The CEO wasn't used to being outshone, but Emily did it effortlessly. Once, during a charity gala, Olivia watched Emily talking to a group of investors, her laughter ringing through the hall. Olivia felt the pang of something unfamiliar, maybe a twinge of jealousy. She took a sip of champagne, trying to steady herself. Another time, during a photo shoot for a glossy magazine, Emily stunned everyone with her natural elegance. Olivia couldn't help but feel overshadowed by the woman she loved. When the photos were released, Emily looked radiant, not a hint of the nervous girl who'd entered the studio. Olivia, on the other hand, felt stiff and uncomfortable. Emily noticed her partner's sullen mood. "What's wrong, Liv?" she asked, using the nickname she'd adopted. Olivia sighed, leaning against the vanity table. I hate all this glamour. These parties, the constant scrutiny." Emily moved closer, her touch gentle on Olivia's arm. "You don't have to do any of it if you don't want to. You're not a prisoner in this gilded cage of yours. You can break free." Olivia turned, her eyes searching Emily's. "But I don't want to break free. I want to break this." She pressed her lips against Emily's in a kiss that spoke volumes of their unconventional love story. Emily melted against her, the kiss deepening. The world outside may have been crumbling, but in that moment, they were just two people deeply in love. As the weeks flew by, the wedding preparations took shape. Emily, ever practical, focused on the details, guest lists, and seating arrangements. Olivia, true to form, left it all to her. "Just make sure there's a good caterer and plenty of whiskey," she said with a laugh. Emily smiled, shaking her head. Despite the whirlwind romance, a part of her couldn't help but wonder about the road ahead. Was this love of theirs strong enough to withstand the pressures of their different worlds? Emily voiced her concern one evening as they sat on the balcony of Olivia's penthouse overlooking the twinkling city. "Olivia, what if this isn't right? We're from different worlds. We have nothing in common." Olivia turned, her gaze unwavering. "We have everything in common. We love each other, don't we?" Emily couldn't argue with that. Their love story was a testament to the unpredictability of life and the power of human connection. On the day of the wedding, the church was filled to the brim. Every seat was taken, every eye was on the bride as she walked down the aisle. Olivia looked stunning in a simple yet elegant white gown, but it was Emily, the bride, who truly stole the show. She was a vision in a tailored pantsuit, her eyes shining with happiness. The ceremony was beautiful, the reception even more so. There was laughter, there were tears, and most importantly, there was love. Love that defied societal norms. Love that silenced the critics, Love that made the impossible possible. As the night drew to a close, Olivia and Emily stood hand in hand, watching the fireworks light up the night sky. The icy queen had found her warmth, and the humble cleaner had found her happily ever after. In the end, it wasn't about the money, the status, or the lifestyle. It was about the love they shared. A love that proved that sometimes the most unlikely of couples find their happily ever after.